yesterday, if you remembered, we have discussed about the Windows some settings, including the group policy. Then we have discussed about the Windows registry and many more again things with the different kind of policy and a registry in the yesterday's session. So today we are going to see the Windows installation, especially of Windows and various operating system installation. So about the installation again, it is not a new thing as you all are the working professionals, but it is a regular activity for the IT infrastructure. Whenever you are going to deal with a new computer, always you need to install a particular operating system on a computer. So for example, if we are going to use a computer, we need to use the operating system like a Windows or the Linux. So we can use the operating system on a hardware in a two different way. We can use the OS or we can install the OS as on the disk, the installation called as a physical installation. In the physical installation, we need to make the media, bootable media in format of the CD, DVD or the USB drive, whatever it is. And if we want to use the operating system without disturbing the hard disk or a current setup, we can use the operating system in a virtual environment. So what virtual environment is, or what exactly the virtual platforms are there, we can discuss this thing quickly. For example, first we'll understand what exactly the virtualization technologies are there, what kind of different platforms of the virtualizations are there, and then we'll see how to install the VM. So basically, if we want to install the virtual operating system on a computer, first we need to go with the virtual platform. So virtualization technology is again a very important technology nowadays for the IT infrastructure. So virtualization technology, if you want to use, there are three different platforms of the virtualization. One, one of the famous virtualization platform is the VMware. VMware is a propriety of the VMware by itself. And again, it is a license and paid product. Another virtualization platform, again on a large scale available, it is a Hyper-V. Hyper-V is again a platform, virtual platform provided by Microsoft, and as it is a propriety of Microsoft, again we need to purchase the license of Hyper-V. And third, and one of the most usable virtualization platform, it is the VirtualBox. This is the product of Oracle, and the best thing of this VirtualBox, it is the open source product, hence it is available free of cost. Remaining two products are not open source, those are the propriety. VMware is a propriety by VMware itself, and Hyper-V is a propriety of Microsoft. So these are the three different virtualization platforms we have available on which we can install the different virtual systems, virtual machines. In case of it may be the Windows or it may be the Linux or many more. So today we are going to see the VirtualBox. Okay, VirtualBox, as I told you, it is an open source software. You can download it from the Google. It is available free of cost, and also we can install the any operating system in the VirtualBox. So first, let me show you how we can download the VirtualBox. Okay, for the Windows and for the Linux as well. So for that purpose, you need to come on a browser and so the VirtualBox is there. Their own portal is there. So this VirtualBox operating system or this VirtualBox platform is available for the various different kind of operating systems. For Windows, the VirtualBox is there. If you have the Mac OS, you can use the Mac operating systems, okay, or even for the Linux distribution, there are different kind of setup. So whatever the platform you are using, Windows, Mac, Linux, so according to that, you need to download the setup. So I have downloaded it and I have already installed the VirtualBox. So now I'm going to show you my VirtualBox setup. So I have installed the multiple operating systems previously. So this time as I told you, we are going to install the new and fresh operating system. So second important thing, the first thing we need the setup or virtualization application. Okay, so VBox is with us now. VirtualBox we have downloaded, we have installed. Second thing, what we need the ISO setup. Okay, ISO image of the operating system. If we want to install Windows 10, we need to download Windows 10 ISO image, or we need to download the Windows 11, whatever operating system we need. So this is also we need to download from the Google, from the internet, but it will be the one-time setup. So I have downloaded already the ISO setup of the various operating system. So this is the user interface of your VirtualBox. Okay, VirtualBox, as I told you, it is an open source software, bilkul free of cost available hai. And uh, now we are going to create the new virtual machine. For that purpose, here is the option called as new. Once you click on new, here you need to give the particular name to your virtual system. So I'm going to install Windows 10 system. So I'm going to give it the name. Second, it is asking you the folder path, on which path your this virtual system should be stored or should be saved. So it is by default, I'm using the Linux operating system, hence my VirtualBox directory is inside of my home directory. And the third thing, it is asking you for the ISO image of the operating system, which operating system you need to install. So once you will select the ISO image, here I'm going to select the ISO image first. You need to just give the path of the particular operating system. And here are the different kind of hardware requirements for the particular the operating system. So which Windows operating system which we are going to install, the minimum requirement of any Windows operating systems. Okay, basically if we discuss about the RAM or memory, it requires the minimum 2 GB. Okay, minimum 2 GB RAM for Windows operating system. So as per your hardware specification, you can assign the RAM or memory for your Windows machine. Okay, 2 GB, 3 GB, 4 GB, depends. So I'm putting it on a 4 GB now. Then here is the processor count. Okay, logical processors, how much you want to give to your VM, to your virtual machine. So total, I have the 8 CPUs. Okay, I can decide the CPU count as per my requirement. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so basically I'm putting the 2 CPU count for the virtual system. So first thing, we have given the memory. So this entire hardware basically VM will take from the physical hardware. Okay. So total RAM in my computer is a 16 GB, and CPU processors core, I have the 8 core logical processors I have. Then this the third thing. Okay, it is asking about the storage. So any computer basically requires the three things. One is the storage, one is the processor, and one is the memory or a RAM. So we already have defined the memory, and we already have defined the processor count as well. The third thing which we are going to assign is the hard disk or storage. So basically this hard disk which we are going to select, okay, it will create the new hard disk for our virtual machine, and the storage of that disk again it will be sorry, it will be our call how much capacity we need to set. But as I told you, Windows require minimum 20 GB free space to install the operating system. So we are going to put it on a 42 GB. Okay, again this storage it will occupy from your physical hard disk of the hardware. So it will be your requirement. It will be your call again how much disk space you need to use. So 42 GB storage is we are going to select. Okay, now final the specification you can see here. Okay, whatever we have decided, Windows 10 system, then the it is a folder path where the virtual machine is going to be stored, ISO image which we have given, a memory and processor and storage and all. Once we click the finish, okay, you can see the Windows 10 system over here. Okay, and what you need to do is you need to just right click on that virtual system VM, and here are the options: start and normal start. Once we will click on a normal start, your installation process will begin immediately. But before that, let me show you, here is the option of a setting. Okay. By using this setting option, you can change the various kind of the setting of this virtual system. This will be a dedicated Windows system. Okay, as a physical system, you can use the multiple peripherals with the VM. Okay, you can, even if you want to extend some hardware configuration like a memory, like a processor, you can expand it as well. So here is the option of system. In the system, you can see here the memory or RAM it is showing. If you want to expand the RAM, you can expand the RAM from here. Processor is also there. You can expand the processor core count from this option. Here are some display options, display resolutions, video memory, and all these things. In the storage, you can see the storage VDI. It is the extension of your virtual hard disk. And ISO image, which we had select, okay, for the booting process, that ISO image is also here. Then network option, IDO options are here. In the network option, you need to focus this. There are the two options which we need to select. Okay, by default, it will be on a NAT option. NAT option, what NAT will do? Suppose if you have the multiple virtual systems, okay, for example, this is your hardware, and on that hardware, you have created the VM1, then VM2, and both are using the NAT. Okay, that is basically the network address translation. And if you put the both VM on a NAT option, so these both virtual machines will be in a same network. Okay, it may be the 10.0.0.0. Okay, and second option, okay, which we need to use, that option is called as a bridge option. Bridge. Okay, so I can show you the bridge option with here. Network option, bridge adapter, it is there. Okay, bridge adapter, what bridge adapter will do? Bridge adapter will help to your VM, okay, to connect your VM with the actual physical network. So for example, your physical network is of 192.168.0.0. Your VM will be also a part of your physical network, which you are using in the network. So this adapter basically, as of now, for our local computer, this Windows 10, I'm going to put it on a bridge mode only, so that we can use the internet in that virtual machine. And now I'm going to start our virtual system or virtual machine. So once we'll begin the virtual system, your installation process will immediately begin. And I hope now you know the installation steps for the Windows operating systems. Okay, as first thing, you need to select the language and date and time format. Okay, here is the option of install now. So as we have defined the storage of average 42 to 45 GB, okay, from our physical hard disk, here are the different editions are available. Windows 10 Education Edition, then the Enterprise, then the Pro. I'm going to select the Windows Pro Edition. And the storage, again, I need to accept the license terms and conditions from the Microsoft, as it is mandatory to run each and every application. So here are the two different options. I hope you all are aware about them, but still let me go through it quickly. Upgrade and custom. When you can upgrade the operating system, suppose if you are using the Windows 10, okay, Windows 10 operating system if you are using, and from that Windows 10, if you want to upgrade your computer with Windows 11, but for that purpose, your system, again, as I already had mentioned, that while installation of the operating system from Windows 10 to Windows 11, this process will called as an upgrade process of the Windows. While that, what exactly will be happen? Windows 10 will be completely removed, as the setup of the Windows file configuration will be removed, and Windows 11 will replaced again with the help of whatever the media you are using, like the ISO image or bootable pen drive and all. So upgrade process can be happen if only in the available situation depend on the Microsoft. Let me explain. For example, if you are using any old computer with a Windows 7, And now if you want to upgrade it with Windows 10 or Windows 11, simply this is impossible, because now Microsoft has been closed the support for Windows 7. Now it is not possible. But if you have the Windows 10 and you want to upgrade Windows 10 with Windows 11, so that it can be done. So these upgradation options which we are going to discuss, those options are here. Okay, you can upgrade the Windows with Windows 10 to 11 as well. But here is the option, one of the most popular option. It is a custom option. In the custom option, you can create the new partition. Okay, basically this custom installation is also called as a clean installation. In this situation, your entire drive is going to be clean format. So here is the unallocated space of 42 GB, whatever we have decided. We can create the partition. So I'm not going to create the multiple partition. In a single partition, we are going to install the operating system, and we can format the drive from there. Whatever the drive you are going to install the OS onto it, and simply click on next, and the OS is going to install. So basically, as compared to the physical OS installation, VM will install in a less time. Okay, I'm not going to again wait for the entire process, just going to power up this system, because already I have one VM ready with my system. So we can turn on that system. If you are done with the particular Windows computer uses and all, so here is also option of the remove. The best thing of the VM is, whenever you are like using the Windows 10 or any virtual machine, only till the time it will occupy the hardware. Suppose I'm going to turn on the Windows 10, whatever the memory I have given it, like a 4 GB, storage 45 GB, and core counter 2, it will be just occupied that virtual machine while running only. Once I shut down that system, okay, now every system VM, whatever I have, you can see here, every virtual machine is a powered off. Power off, that means it is not going to again occupy my any hardware, including RAM, storage, or processor. This is the beauty of the virtualization. So once I will turn on any particular virtual machine, it will be only occupied such kind of hardware which we have assigned for that particular virtual machine. So once you have done, and if this Windows system is not necessary for you, we can remove the virtual system as well. Okay, once you remove, now here is also I have one Windows previously installed with my system. Okay, so we can use this virtual system to move ahead in the same process. So this kind of virtual systems, okay, let me change the setting once. I'm going to this setting. Okay, after installation, what I would like to discuss with you. Okay, here is the Windows 10 computer. Okay, I have the one operating system with the Windows 10. Basically, I need to explain one very short scenario. Maybe it will be very helpful for you. Suppose I have the Windows 10 system, and it is a local computer. Okay, it is not connected to the any domain, any server. Okay, now in this Windows 10 system, suppose there is a user called as an admin. One user is called as a John. Okay, and John is a standard user, admin is obviously administrator user. But the challenge is, you do not have the password of the both user to access this computer. It may happen in a different scenario. Suppose John is not there, and admin or administrator, you forget the password of administrator. So simply, to bypass the login process, okay, log on screen, you do not have the password. So can anybody give me any particular like solution without formatting the computer? Okay, we do not have the password of any user in this current Windows computer. Can we bypass the login process by anyhow situation? If you have answer, you can put it quickly on a chat box. So today we are going to see this process as well. But the situation is, the system should be standalone. System is not connected to the server. Basically, this is a rare scenario. Okay, but in a case of the end users, okay, this thing is very valuable, very important. If you are using the system connected to the server, it will be the simply, suppose the client computers are there and those are connected to the server, you can simply reset the password of any user from the server. Okay, so it will be the easy. But the situation with the standalone computer, okay, if you don't know the password, how we can bypass the password, or is there any way to bypass the password? I hope you put the answers on the chat box. Okay, not answer not received from anyone, no issues. Fine, let me show you. So now we are going to bypass the Windows login process. Okay, let me first turn on my Windows computer. Okay, I'm going to turn on my Windows computer just to show you log on screen of my computer. So let's take a look at the log on screen. So basically, if you have the administrator access, okay, administrator access with any user account, you can reset any password of the another user. But in our scenario, we are considering that we do not have any user credential with us. Okay. So normally I have the user of Jacob, okay, which is login. And I think I do not have set the password to that user. Need to set the password. Let me check it once. Once it will be the boot. Okay, fine. Windows is up and without a password, it was up. So I'm going to set the password for that user first because the password was not set over there. Now I'm going to set the password. And the command yesterday, which I had given to you, amongst them, there was a command compmgmt.msc to open the computer management screen. Here is the option of local users and group. So basically, this is the local user management. Okay. So I'm going to set the password to Jacob user. I'm putting the simple password just to save the time. Fine. And now if I log this computer, it is asking me the password. So there's only single user, okay, and it is the password locked, and I do not have any password. So in this situation, what we can do, okay, uh, just first of all, shut down your computer, okay. Once you shut down your computer, there is a tool called as Hidden Bootable, okay, Hidden Bootable. So in the same way, there are multiple tools are available on the internet. Okay, you can explore anyone. Okay, it is not mandatory to just use the Hidden Bootable, Live XPCD, then Live Linux, multiple operating systems are there. This is one of the base software which I had found on the internet. Hidden Bootable. What you need to do is you need to boot the computer. Now see what situation is. Uh, our computers hard disks, okay, we have of the 500 GB suppose, and on it we have installed the Windows. So if we boot our computer, okay, if we boot our computer with the hard disk, okay, it is going to up the Windows, and Windows having the login password which we don't know. We don't have any login credentials. So this time we will boot the computer with the HBCD. Basically, it is a hidden bootable CD. It may be, you can make the bootable pen drive with this setup, okay, and you can boot with a USB. So in this situation, hidden bootable, basically what hidden bootable it is a like a live OS, okay, live OS, Windows based OS. And if you are going to boot with the hidden bootable, it is not going to ask you any password. Okay, it will directly give you the access of HBCD, the operating system, which will look like a Windows, but not actual Windows. Okay, it will be the live temporary operating system. But from that HBCD, from that hidden boot table, you will get the multiple things. Okay, you can directly access the data of the hard drive. You can reset the password of the Windows users as well, and you can do many more things. Okay, so simply what we need to do is the hidden bootable. We need to boot the computer with the hidden bootable, not with the hard disk. So let me come to the virtual system. I'm going to attach, this is our Windows 10 VM virtual machine. I'm just going to connect one optical disk, okay, with my Windows 10 computer, okay. So I have attached the ISO image. Let me show you as well how we can download the HBCD. It is a basically ISO image. So that is a dedicated website of Hidden Bootable, okay. You can explore this website and you can download this virtual machine HBCDPE, okay. This setup is around of 3 GB, and basically it is an ISO image. Once you will get the ISO image, you can make the bootable USB drive and you can start your computer. You can boot your computer from the USB so that hidden bootable will take place. So same thing we had done with the virtual system. We have one Windows 10 VM, Windows 10 virtual machine, and we have added the optical disk, okay, or a bootable media with our computer only. So let me start this computer again in the VM mode, virtual machine. So now, actually my Windows 10 is already installed with the computer, but this loading process is happening with the hidden bootable, for the hidden bootable basically. So let's see now, hidden bootable will open. It will take hardly at 30 to 40 seconds. And once that hidden bootable will be up, trust me, it will not ask us any kind of password of Windows, and we can get the user interface of the Windows operating system. It looks like the Windows, and we can perform the multiple operations by using the hidden bootable against our Windows. So almost we are there. Hidden bootable CD. So it is again created again as same as Windows. So there is no any kind of rocket logging science which we need to perform to use this hidden bootable. Architecture is the same from Windows background. So here is our OS. Okay, all options are same. Right click, then this PC default browsers are there. So now let me open this PC. Okay, this PC. Basically, this operating system is not a Windows 10 because on Windows 10 we have the one user and we do not have the password of that user. Basically, we do not have the credentials. Hence, we had boot our computer with a hidden bootable, and from hidden bootable we are going to open this PC, my computer, and see here we have the access of a C drive as well. C drive of that virtual system. I'm going to open the C drive and I have the user of JCOM here. I can directly access the data of that user without the password. Or from any drive you want, document, download, you can access anything. Any, like if you have any particular different drive, D drive, E drive, so you can open any drive, you can copy the data from the system as well. Okay. So this is the first thing. Okay, from hidden bootable, you got the access of the Windows hard disk. Now the important thing, okay, uh, password. We need to bypass the password. Now here is the start button. Just go with the all programs, and here are the multiple tools, okay, especially which will help the administrators to troubleshoot the Windows operating system. Uh, about the hard disk tool, there are some network tools, okay, some recovery tools are there, security tools. So let's go in a security. Basically, we are dealing with the security, right? In a security, here is the antivirus, here is the key finder, and here is the passwords. So I'm going to explore the passwords. As I hope you are aware about the Windows family, it is an NT family. I'm going to explore the NT. So basically, if you had seen or if you had explored the Windows hierarchy, in a C drive, in a Windows folder, there's a path, and there's a folder called as System32 into that config, and there is a file called as a SAM file. Basically, this is a file where all Windows users' credential will be stored. So basically, it has taken by default path of the SAM file. Okay, and just you need to click on open, and you can see the list of the users available in the Windows 10 operating system. So we are accessing this hidden boot table, okay, and we are implementing operation on a Windows 10 computer. So see here, I have the user Jacob, and I don't know the password of Jacob. I can change the password directly without any current password. I'm setting the new password. My old password was something different. I'm setting the new password and just click on OK and click on Save Changes. So user's password has been changed. Second thing I'm going to do, suppose this Jacob user is not an administrator, okay? In that situation, I need the administrator user should be enabled on that computer. You can click on an administrator user as it is a by default user with a Windows operating system and just simply click on unlock. So the administrator user by default administrator user is a disable on in every Windows computer. So I have unlocked it, and you can change the password for admin administrator as well. Once you implement the password, just click on Save Changes, exit, and that's it. Now I'm going to shut down this VM or virtual machine which we had booted with a hidden bootable. Once this hidden bootable will be shut down, then we need to again boot the same computer. Okay, again I'm going into the setting. As we have attached the optical disk to this VM, hidden bootable I'm going to remove. Okay, so that there is only one VDI virtual hard disk with the Windows 10 now. So this will directly start with the Windows 10 now. Let the Windows 10 up. So let me explain once again what we had done. Okay, basically we have the if we boot our computer, okay, with the hard disk. In the hard disk we have the one user Jacob or anything else, and we do not have the password of that. So we boot with the hidden bootable. Okay, we have checked for the users, we have reset the password, okay, of that users, and now disconnecting the hidden bootable. Again we are on the same platform. Okay, we are going to boot with the hard disk. Let's see, our Windows is up, password of that user. I can not show you the password, but I can show you the password, but previous password. It was the admin at the rate 123. Now I have changed the user password. Now I have set the new password, Vinu at the rate 123. One more thing you can observe. First time when we turn on this VM Windows, okay, that time only one user was there, Jacob. Administrator was not there. Administrator user was disabled. So this time we have the administrator user as well. Okay, so we can log in the administrator as well. Administrator password which I had set it is admin at 123. And see, we can log in with the super user as well. So simply we had bypassed the Windows credential by using a simple setup. It is a hidden bootable. Shortly it called as a HBCD setup. So in that same way, there are multiple different tools, as I told you, live XPCD, then multiple live operating systems are there. Basically, what is the use of hidden bootable, okay, or the HBCD is, you can take the data backup in extreme situation. Suppose your OS has been crashed, okay, you do not have the access of your operating system. In case of, if suppose if you forget the password, or you do not have the administrator access, so in a various way you may take the data backup, okay, or it will be the needed to take a data backup. Simply you can use the hidden bootable. Second, you can run the several tools, different tools for the different purpose, like to check the storage. There are storage tools are the different, there are partition tools are different. Okay, so you can run the multiple tool against the operating system. And most important thing which we have seen, we have reset the password or bypass the password of user, Windows user basically. So in that way you can use the hidden bootable, okay, to solve your problem for the smart troubleshooting on the Windows operating system and many more. So this was the hidden bootable. Our Windows profile is still loading. So this is the first time on which we are going to log in with the administrator user. Hence, it is creating the profile. So almost done. So this was the Windows and we had login with administrator user. I'm going to shut down this VM again. So now the second virtual machine which we need to see, it is the different platform operating system, like from the Linux family. We are going to install the operating system from the Linux family. So multiple operating system we can use in this virtualization platform from the Windows family, from the Linux family. Just let it be shut down. Or parallel even we can run it. So now I'm going to create the new virtual machine. Okay. Let me select the Ubuntu system. Ubuntu system with the number, whatever name you can give. I am going to give it 301 this time. Again, it is asking you the location for that Ubuntu operating system, whatever you need to set. Okay. And the most important thing, ISO image to install that VM, that Ubuntu. So let me select the ISO image of Ubuntu. I have Ubuntu 22 and 21 as well. Again, it is asking me RAM 2 GB sufficient, okay, for the Linux based operating system, especially Ubuntu or CentOS, okay. Processor also I put on by default 1 CPU for this Ubuntu. Storage disk 30 is sufficient, 34, 35, okay. As per your requirement, you can assign the storage to the that virtual system. And here is the summary of the virtual machine. Okay, if you want to change anything, you can change it. So here is our Ubuntu virtual machine VM. Okay, is there. I'm going to first make the setting of the bridge setting so that I can use my physical network with the virtual machine as well, especially for internet purpose. And now let's start the Ubuntu VM or Ubuntu virtual system. So it is giving you the option installation of Ubuntu. Okay, select the Ubuntu. Ubuntu is the one of the familiar operating system from the Linux family, especially just because of its graphics. Most of the other Linux-based operating systems are having the CLI mode or command line mode, and hence the Ubuntu is more popular amongst the IT peoples. As it is an open source operating system, it is a freely available on the internet. So there is a huge difference between Windows and Linux. Okay, in the next session we'll understand about the difference between Windows and Linux as well. Okay, but as of now, just we need to understand Windows are the proprietary. Windows need the license to use, or if you are using the operating system on a corporate level, then. But Ubuntu, CentOS, or the Linux-based operating system are open source, and we can use it freely without any license. So here we are on an installation screen of Ubuntu. So basically, Ubuntu gives you the language selection and the two important options. So if you have seen the Windows, okay, Windows you need to download, you need to install, and then you can access the Windows. But in a Linux, okay, there is an advantage that we can use the Ubuntu or any Linux operating system without installation as well. Suppose I'm going to click on a try Ubuntu. Try Ubuntu is a live Ubuntu operating system without the installation. Okay. And if you want to install the operating system, you can click on install as well. So let me show you the try Ubuntu, or you can say it is a live Ubuntu. Live Ubuntu without the installation process. It will save your time. Suppose if you want to run the operating system for the limited purpose, limited time, then you can go with the live Ubuntu or a try Ubuntu option. So Ubuntu is a hack immediately. Okay, you have the browser, you have the all applications with the Ubuntu. Okay, you can access the terminal. and many more things as a physical computer. But just the thing is, this is not an installed operating system. Hence, once you restart this computer, all files, all setup, configuration, whatever you will perform on this try Ubuntu, it will be smashed, it will be wiped out. So, if you want to install, here is the option of install Ubuntu. Okay, let's go with the installation. So once you will click on installation, okay, here are some options. Again, a language selection. We are going to continue with the English language. Then the keyboard layout, given by default, English US keyboard we are using. Here are the options. Now, the first option what it is saying, the normal installation and a minimal installation. Here's the bigger difference. Normal installation with the web browser, utilities, office software, online games, media players. So basically, graphical installation, if you want, you should keep it on a normal installation. And if you want to use the Ubuntu Open System with a CLI, you can go with a minimal installation. So I am putting on a normal installation. Second, other option, if you want to download the Windows updates while installation, you should check this. Otherwise, you can uncheck it as well. Okay, just to save the time. While installation, it will pull the Ubuntu updates, whatever available with the platform on that. And if you want to, again, you need some third-party software drivers, you can check this option as well. Okay, so I'm just to save the time, I am putting the both options unchecked. Just with the normal installation, I'm going to continue. Now, here is the erase disk and install the Ubuntu option. Basically, we are going to install Ubuntu with a clean installation. Okay, and here is the again one more option, something else. Basically, if you want to install Ubuntu with the automatic partition, you should select the first option. And if you want to do the manual partitions, like if you want to select the partition and its size according to your requirement, you can go with something else. So as of now, I'm going just going with the auto partitions. Okay, erase the disk and install Ubuntu. We'll see the manual partition as well. Okay, in the coming session, whenever we'll discuss about the Linux in a deep. Then so either this can install Ubuntu. I'm going to select. Okay, install now. So here is you need to click on continue and installation will be there. Time zone you need to select. Okay, so our standard time is Kolkata time zone we are using. It is asking you the username and the host name as well. Whatever you want to keep, just get the password for the user and let's continue. So keep this thing one in your mind. Okay, instruction has been beginning, it will take some time. I'm going to just stop this process just to save the time. Okay, we already have one Ubuntu open system so that we can see with Ubuntu. Okay, how it is like operating system. So there is one factor, okay, as the super user, if we discuss, okay, in Windows there is the administrator super user, okay, which having the all privileges, all permissions with the Windows operating system. Basically we can say administrator is a boss of Windows operating system, especially Windows OS. So Windows in Windows, administrator is the by default administrator or super user for the Windows. At that same time, there is a root, okay, root user for Linux operating system. Okay, but in Ubuntu, okay, every Linux flavor, Ubuntu, CentOS, Red Hat, Kali Linux, Parrot Linux, okay, depend on their architecture. Now, if we see in Ubuntu, we cannot log in root graphical root user, okay, as root is a disabled in Ubuntu by default. Root is disabled. So we cannot graphically log in the root in Ubuntu, but we can log in it on a terminal or via CLI. So this thing happen with Ubuntu. Root is a by default disabled for the graphical login, but we can log in Ubuntu root user with a CLI. So let me show you quickly. I have the multiple Ubuntu operating systems with me. So here is Windows operating system. It may be the 21.4 version with us. I'm going to log in the user on Ubuntu system. And here we are with Ubuntu with the graphics. And version is 21.4. Okay. So this is a normal user interface of the Ubuntu operating system. Here you will get the by default the browser Firefox available with almost all Linux distributions. As in Windows, we get the Edge browser by default from the Microsoft. Okay, in the Linux, every Linux flavor has a default browser. It's Firefox as itself. Then here is the option show applications. Okay, normally in Windows we see the start button, right? So this will work like the same start button. Here you can find out the applications. I'm going to find the terminal as the command prompt in Windows. In Linux, here is the like your terminal. So terminal is what basically in Windows, if we had seen the command prompt and whatever the task which we cannot perform with the graphics, that task we can perform with the CLI. So let me show you. As we had discussed, the root is the by default disabled in Ubuntu operating system. You can just log in root user, okay, on a terminals on the CLI, but you cannot log in the root user with a graphical. For example, if I'm going to log out this user, uh, let me set the password first for the root. I'm setting the simple password admin at the rate 123. Okay, password updated successfully. I have set the password for the root. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to log out this user. And we just need to check with the root user. Can we log in with the root user or not? Even it is not giving me the option to enter the credentials. In the other Linux distributions, you may get the option of uh, other user or other login so that you can mention the name of root user. So I do not have any option even to enter the credential with the root, and we have the single user, standard user. It is the standard user even. So the point is, in the Ubuntu operating system, root graphical root is by default disabled. Okay, even we can enable it. Okay, how to enable the root user in the Ubuntu, that we'll see later on session whenever we'll have a deep dive into the Linux that time. So this is how we can create the multiple virtual machine VM virtual machines. So what are the benefits to use a virtual machine? Okay, so easy to upgrade. Okay, I can easily upgrade the virtual machine anytime as compared to the physical computer. Suppose you are having one physical premises server, and premises server is having the RAM of suppose 128 GB, and it is running a particular application, particular services are running on that server. Suppose if you want to upgrade the RAM of your server, okay, you need to put down this server, right? Then you need to go to the market, then purchase the RAM. Then again, there will be the compatibility issue with the previous RAM, new RAM. There are several problems. So virtual machines, okay, are easy to upgrade because whatever the storage or RAM, okay, you need to upgrade, it will be carry the hardware from the physical computer. Okay, so it is the one of the best benefit of VM. Second, you can take the multiple snap of the virtual machine. Snaps are the some kind of a backup of virtual machine. Okay, so you can take the multiple snap, a backup of the virtual system. Suppose let me show you the base example of that snap as well. Let me shut down this computer once. The snap, okay, we are going to discuss. Uh, Suppose mistakenly, this Windows 10 machine I'm going to remove, okay? Windows 10, this VM, which we had here recently, I'm going to remove this machine, okay? Now there is no Windows operating system, okay? Windows 10 has been removed. Again, there is no need to create the virtual machine, again, installation process and all that stuff. What we had done, we had just removed the VM, but not the configuration, which was stored on a default location. Let me show you the default location where it is. In my home directory, here is the folder of VirtualBox. Still Windows 10 folder is there. So this is the setup from where we can get that Windows 10 back. Here is the file called as VBox, Windows 10 VBox and VDI. Okay, virtual hard disk. So what we need to do is come to the VirtualBox. Instead of creating new machine, just click on add the machine. Okay, add machine. The select the folder, respected folder, whatever it is there, it is Windows 10, and see here is the VBox file. Just open that VBox file and you will get your Windows 10 virtual system back. See here, the Windows 10 is there. So in that way, suppose I want to copy this Windows 10 VM, okay, virtual machine on another hardware. What I need to do is just go with this folder, okay, Windows 10, just copy this folder and put it on a different hard disk, different computer. But the thing is, VirtualBox should be installed there, and you can open this virtual machine directly without installation. Okay, without again spending the time on a making partition, creating setup and all. So in that way, you can carry this all virtual system setup. Okay, so that you can save your time for the IT infrastructure. Just copy the setup and you can open these virtual machines on any computer, any hardware. That is again a biggest advantage of the virtualization. So as it was easy to upgrade, we can take the snap and we can again open the same snap in a different hardware as per our requirement. The third advantage of the VMware is again easy to remove. Suppose you want the one computer, okay, one Windows 10 system for the limited time. Suppose, okay, for limited time, if you want the system, you cannot go to the market, you cannot purchase the dedicated hardware for it, right? And even if you are doing such kind of activity, after finish the work with that Windows 10, okay, then it will be the useless again. So in that way, you can use the VM whenever your work will be done. Just go to the virtual system, virtual machines, right click and remove it. So in that way, you can use the VMs. Okay, it is again, it will save your hardware and easy to manage. The most important thing is here. Okay, as if you have the premises like 100 of computers, it will be hectic. Again, you need to manage the dedicated space for that hardware, again dedicated setup for that hardware, installation, management, and it will be the hectic if you are using the physical computers. Hence the organizations are using the VM, okay, to be for smooth functioning, again for too easy to upgrade, too easy to manage from the administrative point of view. So this VM technology is again very important technology for the corporate nowadays. And I hope you remembered we had discussed about the three platform, okay, of virtualization. So in virtualization, we had seen the Oracle VBox, VirtualBox. Another one is a VMware, and the third one was Hyper-V by Microsoft. So let me tell you the Hyper-V. Hyper-V is by default available with Windows 10. Okay, you can enable this Hyper-V in a Windows 10, but your Windows 10 edition should be Pro. It is not available with the Windows 10 Home Edition. Okay, it is available with Windows 10 Pro only. So how you need to open this Hyper-V in Windows? Okay, simply you need to go with, just let me show you quickly. Unfortunately, I have shut down this computer. For to opening the Hyper-V, okay, just go to the program and features. In the program and features, you need to turn Windows features on and off. Windows features on and off, and here you need to check the option of Hyper-V. Hyper-V is by default disabled with Windows. Let me show you. Here are Windows administrative there. So there is no need to download Hyper-V differently. Okay, as it is a proprietary of the Microsoft, it is pre-built available with Windows 10. But there's a thing is Windows 10 Pro edition should be there. It is not available with Windows 10 Home. So I'm going to open the program and features by using the command, that is aries.cpl. Here is the turn on Windows feature on and off. And here you will get the multiple Windows features which are not enabled by default in any operating system. So just find out the Hyper-V here. Okay, here is the Hyper-V. Just check mark it and select OK. It may take a time to launch the Hyper-V. Then you can find out on a start button with the Hyper-V, you will get the Hyper-V platform as well. Again, Hyper-V is similar to the VirtualBox to create the virtual system, to manage the VM, and many more things are there. So this is the Hyper-V enabling process. So that's it for today in a VM. Okay. Hope you got the concept and about the especially installation of the operating system of Windows or Ubuntu and in virtualization platform. The virtual platform which we had used, it was the VirtualBox open source product. It was and developed by Oracle. So apart from that, there are two different VM platforms. One is a VMware. It is a proprietary by VMware by itself. Hyper-V from Microsoft. So that is all for today. Hope you enjoyed the session. Still, if there is any doubt, question, queries, you can put it on your chat box. So today we'll share one questionnaire with you. Okay, maybe in form of the Google Drive link or the Azure link. So you need to just put your answers on that link. Okay, so we'll share the link with you soon. So till the time we are going to stop here. See you tomorrow on the same time. Thank you very much for giving a valuable time. Have a great day.